7 stages of grief and how you can use them to change your life. Today in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the 7 stages of grief, so let's get right into it. What's up everybody? My name is Jessie Everett. Welcome back to my channel. I help people become the best versions of themselves. Today in this video, we are going to talk about the 7 stages of grief and how you can use the 7 stages of grief to navigate your life, like just to help you through the dark times. Because once you can actually identify what stage you're in, then it's easier to kind of like work through it. If that makes sense, comment down below. That makes sense. So let's start with what they are. They are shock, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, testing, and acceptance. So again, that is shock, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, testing, and acceptance. If you hear them in that order, it makes sense that when something happens in your life, that's exactly how it should go. You should be shocked that it's happening, deny that it's happening, then be angry that it's happening, and then after you're angry, then you're like, no, please don't let this happen to me. And then, because you can't bargain your way out of it, you get depressed. Then once you come out of depression, you start testing different things in your life, and then you start to accept it. Here's the secret. Nobody really experiences it in that order. When my late husband passed away 3.5 years ago, my first stage of grief was not shock. Now, if you lose your job, yeah, you might be really shocked that you lost your job, unless you know you're going to get fired. Whenever they fire you, yeah, shock is probably going to be your first reaction. So for me, the first one when my late husband died 3.5 years ago was anger. I was red hot angry. I was so angry. And it wasn't necessarily that he had died. It wasn't necessarily anger at that situation. It was just anger at my life, the way my life had unfolded, the way I had manifested things in my life. At that time, I didn't know that I was manifesting them, but now I do. And what I did was I actually learned what the 7 stages of grief were, and it helped me get through it. It helped me identify in each situation where I was. So if I was like, please God, stop letting this happen to me, I understood that I was bargaining. Or if I was like, okay, cool, everything's fine, I'm in acceptance. Now, if something happens and then the first thing I do is like, oh no, it's fine, everything's great, awesome, cool, thank you, great. That's my first stage. I still have all the other ones that I'm going to experience. It's just going to be in a different order. Does that make sense? I hope you're taking notes on this because you really need to write these down because they're very important. And I also want you to understand, like, it's not just when you lose something. It can happen even when positive things happen. So let's say that you finally make that $1 million. Or you finally get your soulmate, the love of your life. You get the career you've been searching for. You become successful at one thing. Like for me right now, I'm building funnels, right? So I built that funnel. I'm like, yeah. Grief still happens. There's still times where you can be in denial. Like, no, it's not really going to work. I'm shocked that this worked, right? I'm so mad that this didn't work. Like you still get grief symptoms. So take a look at your life. I really wanted to talk about this because we just had the Lionsgate portal, and if you didn't see the video that I made on the Lionsgate portal, I'm going to go ahead and link it at the end of this video so that you can check it out. I went over a little bit on what the Lionsgate actually is, but more I wanted to tell you my experience, which is why I'm talking to you today about the 7 stages of grief, because I think I went through all of them in the past like 5 days. In a weird order, but I'm pretty sure that I went through all of them. So I started to become really aware, and I'm like, wow, okay, so I just experienced some grief. I'm sure that there's other people out there experiencing it as well. Not only are you going to notice the grief that you experience, but you can also start to see patterns in the people around you, your friends, your family, coworkers, your dog, even, our animals, they go through it as well. So you're going to actually start to see these patterns in other people. And once you become aware, you're like, oh, I understand why they're angry. They're just going through a stage of grief. It's not going to last forever. I still love you unconditionally, even though you're angry, because your next step could be acceptance, or it could be bargaining or shock. So when there's people around you, have that radical acceptance and that unconditional love for the stage that they're in as well, because you're gonna want them to be there for you. If you're feeling like really high, super high vibes today, awesome. And your friend is like, no, I'm having a hard time. Don't push them away because they're not at your vibe. Be there, love them, accept it. Accept them for who they are and where they're at on their journey, because guess what? You are going to go through that stage as well. You are going to get there. They've been where you are in high vibe, and look, now they're low. Look at that pattern. See that you are going to be there too. So don't push them away just because they're struggling. And don't push them away because you're struggling and they're in a high vibe. Open your heart, open yourself up, and don't be a victim. I have a 7-week course, and the first week in my course, it's called Victim Mode. It's called Victim Mode for a reason. It's called Victim Mode because everybody who experiences some trauma wants to be a victim. It is not their fault. I was definitely a victim. Was it my fault? No, absolutely not. Is it your fault that you feel like a victim? No, it's not. We take that first week, victim mode, and we identify and accept that we are being a victim. And then we move into the second week, which is social influence. So we go through all the different nasty belief systems that aren't yours, that have been conditioned in you through your parents, through society, through all of that stuff. And I take you all the way from victim to survivor. It's not about change. It's not about transforming who you are. It's about having a new opportunity in life. Becoming aware of all these different things so that you can have a new opportunity. So you can step out of your comfort zone and be the best version of you. If you found any value in this video, please give it 2 thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'm dedicated to making daily videos to help you become the best version of you. Comment down below, share your story. We'd love to hear your story. We also love to hear where you're tuning in from, so let us know which part of the world you're seeing this video in. I know I have a lot of people watching my channel from like India and Canada, and I think there's some people in the UK. It's amazing to like get these messages and these comments knowing where everybody's from. And you can get through grief. Grief is complicated. It's people try and act like it's supposed to be so simple and so XYZ, but it's really not. If you need help, please reach out to me, comment down below. I am here every single day to help you guys out. Like I said, I'm here to make you the best version of you. Live your best life, love everyone around you, and be grateful for all the blessings and miracles that come into your life every single day. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.